Hey guys, so today I'm teaching my little son how to make some vegetables. Alright? So we've got a pan here with some vegetables that I had left from the restaurant last night. And we are just going to mix some vegetables to go with our breakfast because we understand, well, we call it brunch because we eat so late. But we understand that vegetables are very important, and the best way to get them in is to eat them with every meal if you can. So what have we done here so far, Safari?
We have put carrots into a pot with water so
Uh-huh.
they can boil
So we
faster.
put a little bit of water to make them boil faster. They're still taking a bit long. I can't understand. Alright, so we give it 2 more minutes and then we come back. Okay, Fari, so our carrots are almost done, so we need to hurry up. Open your oil. We're going to put a little bit of oil inside of this pan. About a tablespoon. Okay? Pour some oil in there. And vegetables spring their own water. That's good. And now I'm going to get you to put 2 handfuls of broccoli and the cabbage. Broccoli and cabbage. We're going to put them in there.
Okay.
Let's go.
We have
Another handful of broccoli. And that's why we keep them in these sections, so it's easier to get which ones you want.
both cabbages?
Yeah, you can do both cabbages though, you know. Look, that even has a piece of cucumber that somehow drop in there. You only get white cabbage though, you say you do it both. Put that cucumber in there too.
Yeah.
And throw a little bit more cabbage, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Alright, so you just this is not the right way, you shake it with your pan. Alright, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to season it while it is here, basically steaming. It's going to fry a bit as well. Okay, I'm just using a little normal iodized salt. Fire just a little sprinkle of salt. You know how to do it? Don't overdo it now.
Like that?
Yeah, I think a little bit more. Do that same thing another time. Good, good, good. Alright, good job. And I'm going to actually put some of my Bajan seasoning. I always tell everybody I like to make seasoning that hasn't just herbs and onions and garlic, so it can go in everything. And I put a little all-purpose seasoning in it too. The Try It brand is the best all-purpose seasoning I've had in Barbados. One sec, let's get that. Alright, so I give him a wooden spatula because it's a non-stick pan. And it's not a lot of seasoning in there, so we're going to try to get it out soon.
Yeah.
Alright, this ain't enough seasoning for that, so I can help you. Yeah, so about a tablespoon and a half seasoning. And then we're going to start just stirring these vegetables a bit. Now, Mia would have flipped up the pan and stuff by just teaching my boy how to do it here. Right, so what you're going to do, and over here my big boy also making pancakes, but he ain't got no shirt and I don't really like to put my kids on the internet. But see, you're just going to turn it really softly. And see, the water is gone, so it's going to start to fry a bit. So we'll leave it to fry a bit. What you're actually going to do here is just actually leave it alone for a minute. So let's go over to the pancake. Alright, so I've posted about pancakes many times because I do brunch on Sundays with my family and my kids like pancakes. Anyway, there's 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a ½ teaspoon of baking soda. What else in here, Raj?
Cinnamon, salt,
Cinnamon, a teaspoon of salt.
water.
Yeah, a cup of water and 1 egg. So just stir this up, and then you're going to put water to get it to the consistency you want. So see, it's still too thick, so the cup of water is not enough. Let's add another ½ cup of water. You can use this here, but let's go halfway with it. So, let's see how this does. Alright, stir this up for me. Hold the bowl and stir it. Yeah, keep going. And with these things, you stir gently because you don't want the gluten to develop too much, but you still need to stir thoroughly. I still feel like it wants it more water. So see, that's why I always like to put these things into things to taste, because sometimes that would be enough water, but not, I think it's a bit thick, so I'm just going to a little bit more. All right, get the sides. Alright, and that's good to go. The little boy gone and left me watching TV, right? You know what this wants? This wants a tablespoon of sugar. Just 1 tablespoon of sugar, son, and we're done with this because it needs a little sweetness by itself, and then the batter will do the rest. Back over to the start of the video of the vegetables. And see, we're not going to overcook these veggies. We just want them to be bright. We want them to be flavorful. And that's it. So with these vegetables now, because I put that seasoning, the seasoning only has in herbs and stuff. If you wanted, you could still put soy sauce in these, or you could have gone down ginger garlic route. I talk about that a lot, about ways to get like different flavors very quickly. Depending on what herbs you use, you get a different bite. You could have gone like with rosemary and those kind of herbs and get a completely different bite. Instead of using olive oil, you could have used butter, get a completely different bite. But the point is to eat your vegetables. So here's our beautiful veg. As I told you, the little boy gone watching TV and left me, but don't mind that. Thank you for watching.